two topics, rivers, vegetation and Indian soil. At least 3 to 4 questions in prelims, at least 2 questions in mains. So कंपलसरी तो एक क्वेश्चन तो आपको मेंस में रहेगा ही रहेगा, ठीक है ना. तो फर्दर पर्पस आई विल गिव यू वेरी फुल्लर बुक से एनसीईआरटी बुक से दोनों मिला के मैं क्वालिटेटिव इंफॉर्मेशन आई विल बी गिविंग. सो आफ्टर दैट you are having time, then you can search in other books. Okay, but for example there you have to add current affairs point, whatever the current things. For example Paris climate, so you have to add. In Indian soils there is a agreement internationally, soils are international, there is a agreement on soils. Which is soil? Peat soil. That is there is a declaration is there, Brazzaville declaration. I will explain that. So whenever I am explaining the things, just you have to write down whatever the things, because it is like code, right? You have to, so that you need not to again read, right? So Indian soils we will start. Okay, so Indian soils. So in Indian soils, if you observe this, so how soil is formed, generally how soil is originated, what is the process, what is the mechanism of the Indian soil. Generally soil forms from the rock. Soil majorly, not completely, soil generally forms from the rock. Okay, so what happened on the rock? Withering and erosion process takes. What is withering here? Withering and erosion process will be taking. Withering and erosion. In withering there is a disintegration of rock, so it will not be transported, it will not be transported, but in erosion transportation will be occur. It seems, the word seems very simple, but when you are presenting the things, for example soil erosion, so you have to define what is the soil erosion, what are the problems of the soil erosion, then you have to define the statement soil erosion. Okay, seems to be very simple, but when you are presenting on the paper, very difficult to produce, right? So here rock, what happened? Withering, it is not transporting, very simple thing, statement, which are the following statement, withering and erosion. Okay, so due to disintegration and decomposition of rocks by the wind or air or water or microorganisms or moisture or snow, different factors which influence the disintegration of the rocks. Okay, after that what happened? When disintegration of the rock occur, it will be added humus. Humus in the form of the organic content, moisture it absorbs, finally slowly it absorbs the other nutrients like nitrogen. See, even plants do not absorb the nitrogen directly. First it converts from nitrogen to ammonia, then nitrite, then nitrate. So in different forms it absorbs. Plants directly do not absorb nitrogen. After that we will be discussing the nitrogen cycle in the ecology part. That is the different. Here I am giving the introduction. Okay, after that what happened? In the formation of the soil, different factors will be influencing. What kind of factors here? For example climate. If you take climate part, what is climate here? Climate, what is climate? What consists of climate? Temperature and water, I mean here rainfall. Temperature and rainfall both comes under the climate. So temperature, what happened during the hot season? It break down the rock. When it break down the rock, moisture will be penetrating or percolation into that break. So what happened? Finally it disintegrate. When it is disintegrated, what happened? Finally it is decomposed. How it is decomposed? By moisture or microorganisms. Okay, finally it leads to the formation of the soil. Okay, so Indian soils, if we discuss in the olden days, in primitive class we have to taken that Indian soils can be classified as the azonal soils and zonal soils. Azonal soils, zonal soils. Zonal soils is in situ. In situ means within that place. I am giving the introduction part so that you can understand. After that I will be giving more information, right? So zonal means in situ, where they are decomposed and transported to limited extent. Finally, they are forming in the zonal. For example, black soil comes under the zonal soil. Which soil? Black soil. For example, in the peninsular region, whatever the peninsular region, that soil come under the zonal soil, but not alluvial soil. Sir, alluvial soils present in the peninsular region in the coastal area, it doesn't come under the zonal. Okay, but azonal soil mean, for example, alluvial soil. If you take Indian North Ganga plain, whatever you are saying that comes under the azonal soil. Ex situ, it is out of the soils brought from the Himalayas to the southward. Southward means here Ganga plain. Okay, after that what happened, these soils, we can divide these soils in the Ganga plain. How many types we have? Bhangar, after Khadar. What is Bhangar? What is Khadar? What is Bhangar? What is Khadar? Old one. Very good. So Bhangar is the old one. Khadar is the new one. So I will explain through the diagram. So earlier this question came in the mains optional geography part. So I will be giving at least 4 to 6 points. In exam you have to draw the diagram. Your answer will be over. 10 marks question. Okay. So here if you take the, see, in exam you need not to draw diagram very properly. If you draw, okay, otherwise no problem. Okay. Because here we have to present. In the short period you have to present, because you don't have time. 10 marks hardly 4 to 5 minutes you are having time. You have to present it. That's it. Okay. Whether you are getting answer or not. Okay. So here Indian soil, here Bhangar will be here, Khadar will be here. So Bhangar will be present in the upper Ganga plain and middle Ganga plain, and Khadar will be present in the lower Ganga plain. So here we can write here, first of all, whatever you know, you just tell me, so that other points I will be adding. Okay. Bhangar will be, first point as you said, old alluvials. Okay, old soils. In the case of the alluvial, then this one Khadar will be new, right? Then it is in which color? Dark color. Then this one pale color. Okay. Bhangar is having more concreteous, calcareous material will be present. Calcareous what? Calcareous or conker. So like pebbles type present. So more, the size will be more in the Bhangar. When it comes to the Khadar, calcareous or conker will be present, but in small size, that is not harmful for the growth of the plants or crop, you can say. Okay. After that, here large size of the calcareous material, here small size. See, in exam comes calcareous material present in the only Bhangar, not in the Khadar. That is wrong. Both the present, but the size is different. Okay, size is different. So this is the introduction. After that, soils. Soils, generally we are having in the Indian context soils, different types of soils are present, but in exam, question will not be very simple. Which is impregnated soils, which soil is having capillary action or content part, potash, phosphorus, which soil is suitable for the cotton crop, sugar crop. Okay, these kind of soils. And self ploughing soil, which soil is having high moisture retain capacity, and what are the conservation methods in the soil process. Okay, what are the characteristics of Indian soils, what are the steps taken by the government of India at the international level. Okay, and what is Bridgeville Declaration? Anyone knows Bridgeville Declaration? Bridgeville Declaration related with the peatlands or peaty soil also you can call. Bridgeville Declaration I will explain when it comes to peatland, right? So in Indian context, if we take soils different from the region to region, place to place, yes or no? For example, in Orissa you might have seen red soil, In the coastal area, alluvial soil. Fine. If you are in Varanasi, you come under the middle Ganga plain, right? Then comes to Bengal, Bihar, that is the lower Ganga plain. There you might have seen calcareous and fine bit alluvial soils. More alluvial soils in the southern part of the Bihar and Varanasi, red soils will be present. Okay. Then why, if you go Punjab and Haryana and Rajasthan, there will be soil different. See, in Punjab, Haryana, dry conditions prevail. What? Dry conditions will be prevailing. Rainfall will be low, but intensive cultivation of crops. What? Intensive cultivation of crops. When you are intensively cultivating, even fertile soils also leads to unfertile soil. Right? So, generally, if you take Punjab, what is the rainfall of the Punjab and Haryana? Less than 100 centimeter. See, if you take any part of the India, imagine rainfall. Punjab, Haryana, less than 100. Varanasi, 125 to 150. Because southwest monsoon moves from the Bengal to Varanasi, Bihar, Varanasi, then Delhi like this. So, rainfall decreases from the east to west. Am I right? East to west. Now, the canker or calcareous materials also decrease or increase. West to east decrease or increase. Calcareous material or canker. Calcareous material or canker west to east decrease. Because in Bhangar, large size of the canker is present. When it is moving to the east side, what happens? They are rolling. When they are rolling, what happens? The size of the canker or calcareous material will be come down. I mean, size will be decreased. You got it? Here, you have to remember this point. Southwest monsoon, when they are moving from the east to west, I mean northern part, rainfall will be decreasing. For example, just you started your journey, in the beginning you are having energy. After some time what happened? You will be exhausting, right? So in the same way rain also what happened? When they are starting from the east to west, what happened? Rain will be come down. But quite opposite. Here soil content or silica content come down from west to east. Confusion here. Question might become, right? So west to east calcareous material will be decreasing. What is the soils here? First one, Bhangar, Bhabar, then Tarai, then Bhangar, then Khadar. You got it? Understand? This is the stages of this soil formation. Bhabar, Tarai, Bhangar, then Khadar. Right? So soils, these are the azonal soils. Are transported soils. Azonal soils, transported soils, are aggradational soils, are depositional soils, are immature soils. Okay, write about, comment on the immature soils. What is immature soil? Because not yet to mature that. Which soil? Alluvial soil. That's why they are draining, moving away. But when it comes to peninsular soils, mature. There is no transportation. You got it? When I am giving the explanation, you have to just make the points. Aggradational soils, transported soils, immature soils, and then depositional soils. So here, soil is the surface layer on the earth comprising mineral particles. What? Mineral particles. So here rock debris will be present. Rock debris. Why you are saying rock debris? In the beginning I mentioned that disintegration and decomposition of the rock by whom? Microorganism, wind, water, temperature, human factor also, animal factor also, time also matter. Time also part of the disintegration of the rock. Tomorrow in exams come, what are the factors influence the soil formation? Climate. What comes under the climate? Rainfall and temperature. Just to remember, other things also come. These are the two major things. Okay. So this is the soil. Whatever the in introduction we mentioned that is the present in the soil. Then soil is having three layers. Three layers. In geography optional you are having 5, 6, that is not here, not required. In GS part hardly you are having 10 marks or 15 marks question. You are having 5 to 6 marks, 5 to 6 minutes time. So within that time you have to present. Okay. Soil is having three layers. So here layers we are calling as horizon. What? Layer is called horizon. Because when you are dividing or observing the soil will be presented on the stratification. What? Stratification. What is stratification? Same again layer. Stratification nothing but layer. The layer ऊपर other layer. Layer एक ऊपर एक layer रहेगा, बाद में other layer, then other layer. So एक one by one, right? It is called stratification. So it is present in the horizontally. That's why we are calling this one horizon. Horizon A, horizon B, horizon C. It is not name. Just they are present in the horizontally manner. That's why we are calling horizon A, B, C. So how this soil formation in the, when you are observing the soil profile. What is soil profile? Soil profile nothing but here three layers are there. These three layers combination is called soil profile. Soil profile, the layers A, B, C, they are cumulatively called soil profile. Okay. So beneath that bedrock will be present. Okay. Now we will discuss one by one. In horizon A, organic component, organic matter will be present. Horizon A, organic matter, humus, okay, and organic, inorganic compounds will be present in a horizon A. It is very fertile. Of course, it is having conker and calcareous material. Whatever right now we are present on which layer? Horizon A or B or C? Horizon A. Whatever human beings are doing the activities, not only human beings, other animal, insect, rodents, okay, microorganisms, all are based on the horizon A. You got it? After that, horizon A, horizon B will be present. In this B layer, the material will be from the A and C. It is a combination of two layers. Horizon B is the combination of two layers. It derives material from the horizon A and horizon C. It is also to some extent fertile. After that, horizon C. Horizon C is the primary stage in the formation of the soils. Horizon C is the first and primary stage of the soil formation. You got it? So here weed profile will be there in horizon C. After that, bedrock will be present. That bedrock will be disintegrated and decomposed. Then it will be forming C layer, then B layer, then A layer. So entire layers what we are calling here? Soil profile. You just remember that. Formation of soil is called pedogenesis. What? Genesis means origin. Okay, frontogenesis. Forming of fronds. Occurrence of fronds. Here soil formation is pedogenesis. Okay. Then, so here in India what happened? The disintegration and decomposition of rocks come down. The reason being that increasing climate change, when temperature is increasing, what happened? Moisture content is very less. Temperature is present, disintegrated, but there is no moisture. Moisture is required for the formation of the soil or not? Is it required? Yes. If humus is, moisture is present, that will be decomposed. Otherwise, as is it present. right? So this is called horizon soil profile. Horizon A, B, C. These are the basic. Just to remember the things. Organic compounds present more abundantly present in which of the layer? A, B, C. A layer. The first and foremost stage in the formation of the soil, C layer. Okay. So this is the soil profile. After that, soil formation in Indian conditions. So what are the, this is the main question, 10 marks question. So I will be explaining here, fifth point here, biological factors. Here you can write human, insect, then rodents, and fifth factor you can write time. See, आप जो 4 point, if you mention only 4 points, right? कोई बच्चा में, if other person will be producing that 5 or 6 point, so he will be getting 1 mark extra, at least 0.5 mark, right? So here you have to present, some books they are given 4 point, but 6 factor. In biological you have to write human. We are also part of the soil formation, right? We are disintegrating. We see exploiting the minerals in the rock. What happened when they are breakdown? When they are disintegrated and decomposed, what happened? Again soil, insect, rodents, rabbit. What they are doing in the hilly region? They are just digging. When they are digging, what happened? The rock will be tumbled down. What happened? Disintegrated, decomposition. Insect and rodents also. Then time. Time also included in the factor of the soil formation. So I will be explaining here. What is parent material? Parent material here rock. Parent material is rock. So if you take in the Indian context, crystalline and metamorphic rocks will be present. What? Crystalline and metamorphic rocks will be present. Crystalline and metamorphic rocks always gives red soils. Which soil? Red soils. So in red soil, high temperature is there, low rainfall. Sometimes high rainfall also. Okay. After that, Deccan soils or Deccan trap you can call. Deccan drop. In Deccan drop, alumina, titanium, magnesium, lime are present. These are giving basalt rocks. What? Basalt rocks. Basalt rocks gives black soils. Which soils? Black soil. In black soils, we are calling in Telugu rigar or reguda. Reguda soil. Rigar or reguda soil, that came from the Telugu language actually. Black soil. We will be explaining that. After that, Kadapa rocks. What? Kadapa rocks. Kadapa rocks gives calcareous and argillaceous rocks. What? Calcareous and argillaceous soils. So these soils bit infertile. For example, if you take Rayalaseema region, temperature is high, rainfall will be low. What happened? Soil is fertile but lack of moisture, humus, organic content. That's why they are more growing groundnut. India's large producer district in Rayalaseema, Anantapur district, that is present in that Kadapa rocks. Rocks are fertile but moisture is not there, humus is not there, then organic content is absent. That's why these soils given calcareous and argillaceous soils. Okay. After that, as argillaceous is nothing but the concretions, the rock concretion. I mean, concrete small particle. They are not having moisture content. They are not having moisture content, organic content. Calcareous, see, they are also synonyms. You can say that synonyms. Calcareous are having conker, pebbles, shingles, right? They are having, here they are having moisture content is absent, or to some extent insignificant moisture will be present. But that is confined to only Rayalaseema part. That's why we are calling Kadapa rocks. Kadapa, where is Kadapa? Kadapa in Andhra Pradesh in Rayalaseema district. So Rayalaseema region. In Rayalaseema region there are 4 districts. Anantapur, Kadapa, Kurnool, one more district something, right? Anantapur, I mentioned that one more district is present. Okay, Anantapur is the largest, very dry region in India. Anantapur, then Mahabubnagar, combined Telangana and Andhra. Okay, so these are the parent material. Okay, rock is playing. So in exam you don't have time to explain all the things, just present parent material. What parent material here? Crystalline metamorphic rocks, then here Kadapa rocks, then what I mentioned here, alluvial soils, bhabar, ऊपर क्या है, bhabar है ना, you can present that 3-4 points, then Deccan Trough, that suffice. Okay, after that you have to explain these points also, right? Entire explanation if you are mentioning here only, then what will you write here? Then relief. In relief part, for example, if you take this relief and this relief, then this, it's a flat, but here very slant. What happened? Here soil formation will be done? No, because when rainfall occurs, it erodes entire the soil. Not only the water, air also. Air blows from the high pressure to low pressure, right? So here again the soil will be eroded and deposited at the lower level. Here to some extent it is a gentle slope, on gentle slope soil formation will be done. Okay, because it is increasing the growth of the soil as well as the vegetation. When vegetation occurs, what happens? Humus and organic content will be increasing. Humus and organic content will be increasing. Then on flat surface, what happens? Water will be present. It is kind of waterlogging condition. In waterlogging conditions, what happens? Soil will be present, but what kind of soils will be present here? Peaty soils. Peaty soils or alkaline soils or saline soils will be present. Okay, in relief they are flat, waterlogging. Water means they are storing. Water will be present, stagnant. That stagnant water is not good for the formation of the soil. You got it? After that, climate. What comes under the climate? Rainfall and temperature. So what is the factor? What these two factors are influencing the rainfall? Sorry, on the climate part. Rainfall, if you take the equatorial region, daily in the convectional rainfall will be over 200 centimeter in the equatorial region. Yes or no? Convectional rainfall over 200 centimeter rainfall. So when rainfall very intensive, what happens? Soil forms or soil erode. Soil erosion will be done. Here, if you go in the mid latitude region, rainfall is moderate, temperature is moderate. So is there soil formation or not? Soil formation. In the equatorial region, soil eroded. But if you go bit tropical region, soil formation, because the moisture will be percolation or penetrated into the rocks, finally it leads to the formation of the soil. After that, temperature. Both they are acting hand in hand. If rainfall present, then temperature has to be there. So that what happens? Fertile soils will be present. If rainfall is more, temperature is not there, what happens? For example, if you take Himalayan soils, in Himalaya, what kind of soils present? Acidic soil. Why acidic soil? Rainfall, the precipitation present in the form of snow. Snow leads to acidic soil. So their vegetation is not thriving. Acidic soil in the Himalayan or mountain region. Right? Their temperature is lacking. In Himalayan region, temperature is lacking. That's why vegetation is not growing. In the lower level only vegetation is present. If you move from the succession type, if you tundra Himalayan is 6,000 meters or 7,000 meters, what happened? Vegetation is coming down, right? Because of here temperature is playing vital role. If you take Rajasthan, what happened in Rajasthan? Temperature is playing vital role. Then other factor, wind, not rainfall. Temperature and wind is playing vital role in the formation of the soil. You got it? So their rainfall is lagging. But in the tropical region, in the peninsular region, temperature plus rainfall, both are acting. They are acting agents in the formation of the soil. Then natural vegetation. So what is the requirement of the natural vegetation? When the plants died or when plants leaves falling, what happened? Finally they are mixing up with the soil. Already soil present. So they will be disintegrated and decomposed. Finally humus will be added. When humus is added, what happened? Organic content will be developed in the presence of the microorganisms, right? So natural vegetation is playing vital role in the soil formation. Then human beings, we are always mining, exploiting the resource. What happened? That leads to soil formation. Insects also, rodents also. Time. See, 100 years back soil is different. Now soils is different. Earlier very fertile soil. Now it leads to saline or alkalinity soils. The reason being that, what is the reason? Because when you are intensively cultivating with the water guzzling crops or water relishing crop or water intensive crops, the soil structure is being changed by the practice of the anthropogenic factors. Anthropogenic means who here? Who is here? We are. We come under the anthropogenic factor, right? So here time also playing vital role in the formation of the soil. So 1000 years back we are saying different type of soil. That time Bhabar soil present. Now become alluvial soil. In alluvial soils also Bhangar and Khadar. See how we are disintegrated based on nodules, calcareous material. We are discussing that. After that, these are the soil formation. Very, very important this topic. 10 marks question. We have to draw the diagram, just to present it. Whatever the things. Okay. After that, major soil groups in India. So how many types of soil present in India? Who is dividing this soil or classifying these soils? Earlier what we are calling, what is Vusara, what is Urvara soil, Urvara and Vusara soil. Before discussing this, I will explain these things. Urvara and other one is Vusara. Urvara soil is fertile soils. What? Urvara soil is called fertile soils. In fertile soil, intensification or intensive cultivation will be present. Okay. And match the following, it might come here. Okay. And Vusara soils, infertile soils will be present. Infertile. Here fertile, that is infertile. Okay. Urvara and Vusara. Earlier we were classifying in this manner. But our Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that is here PUSA, classified into 8 characteristics, right? 8 characteristics of the soils classified. So here, that is, what are the Indian soils? One is alluvial soil, then black soil, then red soil and yellow soil. Red and yellow same, but I will explain that. After that, lateral soil. See why I am giving this classification. Here percentage of soil, if don't write here like alluvial soil, after that forest and mountain soils. Tomorrow in exam chronologically you mention these points. For example, which is the highest soil in India? You will be mentioning. For example, you will be mentioning fourth place here, second, and black soil here. You will be remembering that laterite soil is highest in India. That is wrong. So that's why we have to present in the chronological order, the percentage wise, right? So alluvial soil, black soil, then red soils, then laterite and lateritic soil, forest and mountain soils, arid and desert soil, then saline and alkaline soil, then peaty and marshy soils. Okay, we will be discussing each and everything now. Okay, now alluvial soils. Alluvial soils, these are transported soils or aggradational soils, immature soils, then any other name, azonal soils, then depositional soils. Okay, or stratification soils also they are called, right? Stratification, because layer by layer. Okay, these are the names of the other names of the alluvial soil. Alluvial soils are being formed, the deposition taken by the rivers from the Himalayan region to the lower region, and they are depositing alluvial soil. Alluvial soils is having potash, but they are not insufficient, that is phosphate and other lime factor here. Okay, so these alluvial soils in India intensively cultivating. In India, these alluvial soils, 45% of the soils in India is alluvial soil. In India, 45% of the soil, which soil? Alluvial soil. In alluvial soil, we discuss here Bhangar and Khadar. We explain this, right? You can write these points. So in alluvial soil, if you take the coastal area, and valleys, coastal area and valleys also having alluvial soils. The reason, because every time they are being carried and eroded by the rivers, streams. When they are carried by the rivers and all, what happened? They are making the fine particles or clay. That is called alluvial soils. If again rain comes or any water you are pouring, what happens? That will be drained away. That's why alluvial soils are forming. Alluvial soils is in India 45%. Which soil is highest in India? Alluvial soil. That is present in the North Ganga plains. West to east. Even Assam also. Assam also in Brahmaputra region, alluvial soils present. You got it? After that, these alluvial soils, what kind of crops can be grown in alluvial soils? What kind of crops can be grown in the alluvial soil? Can you give some example? Rice, then sugarcane, then wheat, any other crop? Barley. But rice required highest rainfall, 100 to 150 centimeter rainfall, but when it comes to wheat, less than 100. But wheat cannot be grown in the lower Ganga plain. Is it cultivable in the lower Ganga plain? No, because rain is more, water facilities are more. When water is more, the crop is not suitable for the highest irrigation. So it is suitable for the western Uttar Pradesh, the upper Ganga plain, Haryana, Punjab region. You got it? So here barley also same. Wheat and barley comes under Rabi crops. These two come under the Rabi crops. Sugarcane. What is sugarcane here? Sugarcane also water intensive crop, water guzzling crop, water releasing crop also same. Remember the names. Water intensive, water releasing, water guzzling crop also same. So sugarcane, rice, they exhaust the fertility of the soil. That's why Indian soils, especially in the North Ganga plain, rendering the saline and alkalinity soils. What? Saline and alkalinity soils. Okay. After that, alluvial soils, second soil is black soils. Second soil is black soil. Black soil is present. Black soil majorly present in India, this part, majorly present in this part. In Deccan Trap, basalt is present. What happened here? Lime, iron, alumina, titanium, these minerals are present. When these minerals are present, it is forming the black soils. It is forming black soils. Black soil is majorly famous for what kind of crop? Cotton. Cotton crop is grown in the black soil. Cotton crop is grown in the majorly in the black soil. Why we are calling here black soil? Here lime, titanium is present. When withering, the soil seems to be like black color. In black color. That's why we are calling black soil. In Telugu, the self-ploughing soil. Which is self-ploughing soil here? Again black soil. Black soil is called self-ploughing soil. In black soil, high temperature and low rainfall is present. In black soil, what? High temperature and low rainfall, they are encouraging the cotton crop growth. If more rainfall is present, low temperature is present, what happens? Cotton cannot be grown. That's why in the Deccan Trap area, more cotton is grown. That's why cotton is commercial crop. Cotton is commercial crop, right? So here black soil. So what happened in the summertime? What happened? Soil will be breakdown. The claddish soil will be breakdown. When that is breakdown, what happened? The moisture will be evaporated, oxygen will be penetrated, and fine particles will be falling from the top to down to conserve the moisture. That's why we are calling this soil is self-ploughing soils. In India, highest moisture retaining soil is black soil. In India, highest moisture retaining soil is black soil. Okay? And very slowly losing moisture soil is, which soil is called? Black soil. Alluvial soil losing very fast moisture. It is losing very fast. But when it comes to black, very slowly. And black soil also absorb the moisture very slowly. And losing also slowly, absorption also very slowly. You got it? So black soil you can cultivate over there rice, wheat, sugarcane. That's why in Maharashtra region, Maharashtra exceeding the Uttar Pradesh, right, in the cultivation of the sugarcane because of the black soil. Black soils giving the very fertility to the sugarcane. So sugarcane exhausts the fertility of the soil. It consumes more water. It consumes more water. That's why black soil is more majorly important. Second highest soil in India, black soil. Got it? Then after that, red soil. Why we are calling red soils here? Why we are calling red soils here? By appears in red. What? Speak loudly. Why we are calling red soils? Because of red. Okay. Then what is the reason behind that? This is the prelims question. Self-ploughing soil slowly absorb moisture of the soil, also prelims question. That's why I am giving the, whenever I am mentioning here, just write down. Okay. Because after, when you are listening, everything is very fine. But after going room, then everything very difficult. So why we are calling red soils? Iron? Here in prelims, what happened? Red soils, they are in red color because large content of the iron oxide or diffusion of iron oxide. Which of the following you are option choosing here? Large content of the iron oxide or diffusion of iron oxide? Large, भाई कौन सा है ऑप्शन? एक तो चूज कर लो. Diffusion of iron oxide, not large content. Okay. See, red soil, they are in red color because of diffusion of crystalline and metamorphic soil, iron oxide in diffusion process. What is diffusion here? The iron will be spreading from the high to low. That's why these soils in red color. But most of the people, they chose the option concentration of the iron oxide, not iron concentration, diffusion. That is the important point, right? This red soil present in the red soils present in the which rocks? I mentioned in the beginning, crystalline and metamorphic rocks. On withering, it forms the red soil. So because of diffusion of iron content, right? Diffusion of iron content. So these soils more present in the peninsular region, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, southern part of Bihar. So red soils are present. Third highest soil present in the India, red soil. When this red soil are mixed up with the water, then hydrated here, you can say hydrated, then they are called yellow soils. What soil? Yellow soil. When red soil mixed up with the hydrated form here water, then it is called yellow soil. Red soil is the iron, diffusion of iron, here water present. So these soil are not fertile, high temperature, high rainfall present, in some areas low rainfall present, but if you add mineral, humus and organic content, these soils very fertile. These soils are very fertile. Okay, red soils. In which rocks we are? These are present crystalline and metamorphic rocks. Okay, you can see in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, southern part of the Bihar, right? So these are the points you can say. Understand? Then आवाज कम, ठीक है, हाँ, स्पीड और कम, ठीक है, that laterite soil and lateritic soil, is it fine? दिक्कत नहीं ना सर? चलो, laterite and lateritic soil. What is laterite? Later, वो ग्रीक वर्ड में है. later means brick. So which soil is using in the brick formation? Laterite soils. In India, fourth largest soil is laterite soils. Generally, laterite soil present on the hills of the Western Ghats. If you take the Western Ghats, this Western Ghats, this top region will be wherever the hill present on the mountain, on those region, these laterite soils will be present. If you take Vindhya and Satpura region on top of that, and here this part also you can see, this part also you can see, that is also in the northeast also laterite soils present. Okay, after that laterite soils we are using. See what happened, laterite word is mentioned by the Buchanan. Who? Buchanan. What happened? He came to India, so he went to Malabar region. He observed that because of ablazing sunlight, the soil became very hard. Then he thought of that it is brick. Actually, it is soil. Because of high temperature, evaporation is exceeding. What happened? It leads to formation of the brick. Then he mentioned that these are the laterite soils in Malabar region. So nowadays whatever we are using in the construction, that is the laterite soils majorly. Even alluvial soils we are using, but the thing is you have to give more temperature. Mean warm condition ज़्यादा provide करना है, so that what happened, evaporation will be more. Finally it leads to formation of the brick, right? So here in laterite soil, potash content is more. Potash content is more, and other mineral phosphorus, nitrogen are insignificant. Okay, but laterite soils, if you add these minerals and all, it gives fertility of the soil will be high. Fertility of the soil will be high. If you go in the Tamil Nadu region and Malabar region, in laterite soils only they are cultivating this cashew nut. Prelims question. Cashew nut. Cashew nut growing in the laterite soils here, Tamil Nadu region. Tamil Nadu ये region में cashew nut growing कर, because of soil preference, right? After that, forest and mountain soils. In forest and mountain soils, what kind of soil is present? Initially I mentioned that. In forest and mountain soil, what kind of soil is present? हाँ? नहीं, basalt भाई इधर black soil. हाँ? Very good. Acidic soil will be present. Acidic soil will be present in the forest and mountain soils. So I will be explaining here in detail forest soils, mountain soils. ठीक है? Mountain soil you can classify into two, right? One is northern mountains and southern mountains. Northern mountains, you know, Himalayan region. So very southern mountains, those areas which are having altitude or peak over 1500 meter. Over 1500 meter, those region are calling southern mountains. So in peninsular region, if you take the Western Ghats, there we are calling sholas. Sholas forest is present. That's why we are Nilagiri, Palani, Annamalai. So these hills are present. These were more than 1500 meter. That's why we are calling at least 1500 meter is required, so that you can call mountain. So northern mountain and southern mountain, what happens here? Rainfall is high. If you take the southern mountain, what happened? Rainfall is high. So on top of the mountain, what kind of soil is present? Top of the mountain. Huh? What kind of soil? Laterite soil. Acidic, when you are the forest, the vegetation, the leaves decomposed, it leads to acidic. But generally, what kind of soil is present on the top of? Laterite soils. In forest soil, what happened? Here more rainfall, more temperature. Rainfall is high, temperature is also high, and erosion is also high. So it leads to what kind of soil? Laterite soil in lower region. But when it comes to the Himalayan region, temperature is low, rainfall is also low. Rainfall in the southern part of the Himalaya, not in the northern part of the Himalaya. बारिश नीचे रहेगा ऊपर रहेगा हिमालय रीजन, because when you are moving east to west, what happens? Rainfall decreases. Rainfall decreases. So if you take the Himalayan region like this, here rainfall will be high. When you are moving like upper part, what happen? The rainfall will be come down, right? समझ हो रहा ना? So what happened here? Forest leaves will be falling and moisture is less. Sir, आप बोल रहे हो moisture is come, snow is there. Snow is present. आपको खाना है, but तो आप rice है, but you have to prepare it, right? Prepare करने के लिए क्या चाहिए फिर? Temperature, warm condition चाहिए. But snow is present, that is melted, then that will be absorbed by the leaves. So here decomposition and disintegration very slow, and finally leads to acidic soils. You got it? Then these are the mountain forest, right? Then arid and desert soil. In arid and desert soil, generally present in the Gujarat region, here Rajasthan region, very insignificant in, just before I mentioned that Rayalaseema region also, because very low rainfall, less than 25 centimeter rainfall prevailing over there. So these region also, in arid and desert soils, what happened? High temperature, evaporation is high, temperature ज़्यादा होगा. When temperature is high, what happens? Evaporation is more. Then what kind of vegetation is present here? Very thorn bushes kind of vegetation will be present. Not tropical and subtropical forest will not be present here, right? So arid and desert soil, here salt content also present here. Salt content also present here. Arid and desert soil. So these soils are fertile if you add the organic, and fertility of the soil is high if you are adding the minerals and all. That's why there is a canal, world largest canal, Indira Gandhi Canal Command Area is arid and desert soil from the Haryana to Rajasthan, Gujarat region, इधर तक आ जाएगा Indira Gandhi. Okay, because this region is perished with the insignificant water present, to overcome these challenges, they constructed Indira Gandhi Canal. Okay, arid and desert soils. Okay, after that saline and alkaline soil. Saline alkaline soils in Punjab, Haryana. In Punjab, Haryana, how they are being formed? Because of intensive cultivation. Because of intensive cultivation, what happened? Through capillary action, आप cultivate कर रहे हो, पानी ज्यादा है, because of the when water more stagnant, what happened? जमीन से नीचे से through capillary action, sodium, magnesium and potassium, they deposited over the soil as a layer, white layer. So when it is formed as a white layer, what happens? Percolation of the water, thriving of the vegetation, other growing things very less. It retards the plant growth and percolation of the water is very low. That's why saline alkaline soils here, this is the reason. If you take in the Bengal, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh region, again different. Here waterlogging condition. But when it comes to the eastern region, what happens? In eastern region, because of sea water penetrating into the mainland, when sea water intruded in the mainland, it renders the saline and alkaline soils. In saline soil, calcium and sulfate carbonate will be present. In alkaline soil, sodium carbonate is present. Difference between saline and alkaline soil, even though they belong to same category, but the components are different. You got it? In saline and alkaline soil, you can also, saline and alkaline also, if you take the Gujarat region, when southwest monsoon is coming from this region, what happened? The southwest monsoon brings moisture laden winds, and they bring from the Arabian Sea to some extent salt laden particles, salt from the sea, and they will be deposited here. What happened? Finally it lead to saline and alkaline soil. Tomorrow question comes, southwest monsoon. What? Southwest monsoon causing the formation of the saline and alkaline soil. Yes. How? When they are blowing over the sea, they are bringing salt particles and depositing in the coast. Right? After that, peaty and marshy soils. What? Peaty and marshy soil. What is peatlands बोलते हैं ना, wetlands को peatlands बोलते हैं, है ना? What is peaty soils mean? When water is stagnant, what happens? When water is stagnant and there water growing plants will be high, flora and fauna will be high. When what is flora, what is fauna here? Plant and animal. Flora means plant, fauna means animal. When plants are present, keep on growing there, because increasing the taking the nutrients from the soil, they are increasing or growing or thriving. When they are thriving, after some time the leaves has to fall, right? When the leaves are falling, what happens? It increases the humus and organic content. Okay, so in peaty soils, organic, here high temperature, high rainfall is present. In peaty and marshy soils, what happened? High temperature, high rainfall is present, and here organic content and humus is more. Organic content and humus is more, and it leads to quality of soil and formation of the acidic soil also. Acidic soils also. And to protect the peaty land, and peatlands, what happened during monsoon period? What happens? We are not cultivating rice, because it is the what here. Can we cultivate wheat in the peatlands? No, because water is high. Water, which crop is required more? Rice. Here sugar cane also can be grown, but sugar cane, when water more stagnated, the roots, whatever the thing, that will be decomposed. It will retard the growth of the sugar cane. But when it comes to the rice, that favors. So after monsoon season is over, in peaty land we are cultivating rice. 70% of the peatlands are being cultivated rice. To protect the peatlands highest carbon sequestration in the world. What is carbon sequestration? Carbon absorbing is called carbon sequestration or carbon sink also. Prelims question, what is carbon sequestration? Absorbing the carbon dioxide in the form of carbon, that is called carbon sequestration. In peatland, what? More flora is present, that flora is observing the carbon dioxide. So they are reducing the carbon dioxide at the global level. So that's why at the world level there is a declaration is there. The declaration name is Brazzaville Declaration. Brazzaville Declaration. So past 3-4 years in the news, it might come. Okay. So Brazzaville Declaration to protect the peatlands. So here Brazzaville Declaration related with the what? Indonesia and Congo. Indonesia and Congo. These two countries participating in the Brazzaville Declaration. Peatlands. See, you have, when you are writing this classification of the soil, please write declaration also. You will be getting 0.5 marks extra. Maybe paper correction करता हूँ. Whenever people are writing the quality point, general मेरा hand जाएगा. Declaration, agreement, SDG goal. I will be explaining SDG goal also. Here, obviously you will get map, 1 or 2 map, wherever required, 0.5 extra mark, 100%. And declaration related to SDG goal, Paris climate, आपको 1.5 marks ज़्यादा आ जाए. When you are comparing with the other students, right? So Brazzaville Declaration you write, okay? And what percent of the soil is being eroded every year? Okay, wind or water, other agents, you can write those points. Okay, so Brazzaville Declaration you can write. Okay, these are related with the peat soil and peat marshy soils also. Marsh means water logging condition, but again same in the coastal region only. Again in the coastal region only. Marshy generally we consider in the Bengal, Orissa, these areas we are considering marshy soil. Other area, for example, if you take in the Rajasthan, we are considering as water logging because seepage of unlined pipes, that drainage system and all. Okay, here when we are calling Punjab and Haryana what? Saline and alkaline soils because of water. Because of water only. Throughout the year you are cultivating. Actually that is the dry region. In dry region you are excessively cultivating. For example, आपका capacity है भाई 50 kgs to take it, right? But every year 60, what happened? Finally you will be tumbled down. हो जाएगा ना? Because of the, that's why the saline and alkaline soils formed in the here. But when it comes to the coast, again different factor. Saline soil is say here, whatever the region here, that is not applicable in the eastern region, in the western region. Okay. Now, so here you have to write SDG goal. SDG goal. What are the SDG goal here? You can write SDG 14, SDG 15 and SDG 16. Okay. So पहले SDG 13 लिख लो and SDG 14, SDG 15. 13 is to combat climate action, to combat climate. 14 is aquatic. 14 is aquatic. And 15 is right now soils on the land, right? Terrestrial and biodiversity. Okay, you got it? 13 is to combat climate change. 14 is aquatic. For example, seaweed, seagrass, corals, whatever the things present in the water that is being damaged by the climate change. So we have to protect. Here SDG 14. Whenever you are getting aquatic system, just add 14 point. SDG 14. आपको दे के बाद 0.5 एक्स्ट्रा ही जाएगा उनका, वो ये था ना, पॉजिटिव जाएगा आपको. And terrestrial system land लिखे SDG goal 15 talks about the soils of the, to protect the soil biodiversity loss, है ना. So SDG goal 15. Then Paris climate. Paris climate. What is the role here? Paris climate. Paris climate in third point, carbon dioxide more at the global level. So आप observe करना. You have to observe more. So how that carbon sequestration or carbon sink will be happen? Soil also absorbs the carbon dioxide because moisture is present. When moisture is present, what happen is sequestration or carbon, it acts as the carbon sink. You can also hear. And vegetation. So in third point in Paris climate, 2.53 gigawatt ton that has to be absorbed carbon dioxide by the vegetation. So we have to encourage vegetation. We have to grow vegetation. To grow the vegetation, soil should be fertility or infertile? Fertility. So here soil plays vital role. Interlinking the points. 2.5 to 3 gigawatt carbon sequestration has to be done by the vegetation. But the vegetation is depend on the fertility of the soil. That's why Government of India launched National Green India Mission. Aravali region में क्या है? Great Green Wall of Aravali. These points you have to add. And you can, to protect the soils, Government of India launched at the agriculture sector what? Soil health card. You can add these current points. है ना? You got it? Any doubt? Soil ऊपर? Okay, अभी तो no problem है ना sir? Voice? हाँ. Next. Not required. Characteristics of Indian soils. In character, देखो इधर any question come, whatever question comes in the exam, first of all you have to keep your mind very cool, tranquility में चल जाना बस. Characteristic. For example, आप किसी soil which you are seeing any, observing any soil, what you are feeling on that soil, whether clayey, very cloddish, okay, or pebbles है, कांकर से, moisture retaining capacity है, or losing, vegetation, nutrients. Okay, what kind of characteristics are showing? For example, अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे आई एम हियर, मुझे देखने के बाद आपको कुछ लग रहा है क्या सारा ऐसा है ऐसा है, ये कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. You can't go enter and see that, but externally whatever the things present you will be answering that. So these are the characteristics of Indian soils. ये mains questions 10 marks, just write down कर लो. The Indian soils have been formed under varied geographical condition. So whatever we mentioned in the beginning, those are present. Most soils are old and mature. Old soil, which soils are called old soils? Can you give old soils? Which soil is old soil? Old soil means peninsular soil. Mature soil is peninsular soil. You should, Bhabar, wo regional soil hai. Even that is the, when you are comparing the difference between the Khadar and Bhagar, that is the old and new, dark and pale. But when you are characteristics of the Indian soil, you should not go small one, broader one में जाना है. Most soils old and mature. Soils of the peninsular plateau are much older than the soils of the great northern plain. Indian soils are largely deficient in nitrogen. Whatever we read in the soils, you have to mention. For that purpose, you need to mention small points में लिख लो ये बस. Plains and valleys have thick deposition of soil because the soils are being formed in the valleys and plains. What happened? Erosional process, stratification process, layer by layer. Zonal soil or regional soil? Plains. Zonal soil or regional soils? Plains soil. Huh? Very good. Regional soil. Peninsular region is called zonal soils. They are not being transported, even transported to some extent. But Ganga plain, they are keep on transporting. Regional, ex situ. Peninsular, in situ. अब लिख लो ये point. Okay. Characteristics of Indian soil, very important. जब देख रहे हो आपको सिंपल लग रहा है, बट व्हेन यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग ऑन द पेपर कैरेक्टर, क्या कैरेक्टर है आपको दिमाग पूरा खराब हो जाएगा. सो एग्जाम में क्या आ जाएगा? क्लासिफाई, मेंशन इंडियन सॉइल्स एंड व्हाट आर द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ इंडियन सॉइल्स. हियर व्हेन क्वेश्चन कम्स टाइप्स ऑफ इंडियन सॉइल्स, हियर इट इज नॉट आस्किंग एक्सप्लेनेटरी ऑफ द सॉइल. It is not asking the explanation of the soil. Just आप types mention करना 10 मार्क में, बाद में क्या करना? Characteristics of Indian soil लिखना. आप इधर alluvial soil, highest to black soil, ये नहीं लिखना, जब then time waste. Okay? And Indian soils more rain fed based on the southwest monsoon. You can also add this point. Indian soils southwest monsoon based है ना, southwest monsoon rain fed soils, Indian soils. You can add this point in vegetation part also. Indian vegetation mostly southwest as well as rain fed vegetation. Rain fed means based, they are more taking the rainfall, based on the rainfall. अब rainfall हो तो vegetation soil बचेगा, नहीं तो मर जाएगा. Nothing but the fertility of the soil will be diminishing or declining or dwindling. अब मेंस में आ गया तो क्या लिखना है? बस सॉइल्स आ जाएगा, बाद में कैरेक्टर तो 4 पॉइंट्स लिखो, 4 बस 8 5-6 मार्क्स पड़ जाएगा. एसडीजी गोल, पेरिस क्लाइमेट, देन पीट लैंड से आपको ऐड कर दिया तो ब्रेजिविला डिक्लेरेशन लग दो. कुछ रिपोर्ट आया करंट अफेयर्स में, दिस परसेंट ऑफ द सॉइल इज बीइंग एरोडेड बाय एवरी ईयर, विंड और एयर, वो पॉइंट लग दो, बस 5-6 मार्क्स पड़ जाएगा, है ना. व्हाटएवर यू आर एडिंग, सो आपको आपके एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट है वो, ठीक है ना. Shall I go other page? Okay, you can add this. आप जो whatever you read in the soil, just you write down that those points. Alluvial soil, black soils. Alluvial soils, black soils are fertile, but other soils are infertile. You can make in shortcut. Alluvial black soil fertile, other soils are infertile. बस हो गया, आपको समझ होना बस. बाद में Indian soil have been cultivation for hundreds of years we are cultivating. So 100 years of cultivation हो रहा तो क्या हो जाएगा किधर? Fertility of the soil increase or decrease? Decrease. So what it leads to what kind of soil? नहीं, what kind of soil? Soil type में एक बताओ. Saline and alkalinity soil. Keep on continuously आप cultivation करो तो क्या हो जाएगा? Salinity alkalinity soil हो जाएगा ना, वो बात है. Then Indian climate is characterized by seasonal rainfall. As I said, seasonal means southwest monsoon, that is rain fed. And our soil need irrigation during the dry period because based on the southwest months, rain fed, पानी है तो soil cultivate होगा, नहीं तो नहीं. So we need irrigation. Irrigation how we are getting in the North India? Himalayan region, snow melt. But in peninsular region, deficit. ये option नहीं है. Again there you have to go well and tube wells. And Indian soil suffer from soil erosion and other allied problems. And we will soil erosion and other allied problems we will discuss next part. ठीक है ना? You have to write this point. Allied problem we will discuss. And make it shortcut. Alluvial soil, black soil, fertile, these are unfertile. These are the rain fed, monsoon based, these are not. ठीक है ना? And soil erosion more. And here allied problems I will be explaining now. Okay? समझ हो रहा ना? कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा नहीं है ना? कुछ तो बताओ दो so that I can explain more. But here not repeat GS point of view. GS में आप ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन दे दो तो आपको दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा. Then problems of Indian soils. So इंडियन सॉइल्स को आपको देखने को क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आपको समझ हो गया. व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ इंडियन सॉइल जनरली आपको सोच के बता दो बस. डोंट सी हियर, जस्ट जनरली व्हाटएवर यू नो द थिंग्स. वन इज पहले जस्ट नाउ डिस्कस सॉइल एरोजन, ओवर ग्रेजिंग, कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज, डिजर्टिफिकेशन, losing fertility, very good. Then desertification, deforestation or unplanned growth of the infrastructure. See, North India में क्या है? Very fertile soil. On fertile soil we are encroaching on the land and we are constructing the buildings. Haphazard growth of the construction. Then what are the problems of the Indian soils? Any other thing? Anthropogenic problem. We are the biggest problem to this soil. है ना? You can write these points. शॉर्टकट में salinity and alkalinity. How salinity and alkalinity? Over irrigation में क्या? Capillary action. Salinity and alkalinity comes, you have to specifically mention that sodium, magnesium and capillary action. These 3 points you have to write. Then wasteland, over exploitation of soils due to increase of population, growing population and rise in living standards. See, our standard, when our standards are increasing, we are making villas. Earlier 10-15 people are staying in single house. Now इतना बड़ा में एक ही रहेगा. अभी देखो बोल रहा है ना, घर में एक रूम में एक ही बंदा है. हमारे घर में 2-3 बंदा रहते हैं, है ना? So standard of living is increasing. Privacy रहना चाहिए, नहीं तो पुट्टुस्वामी केस, you know, पुट्टुस्वामी केस, privacy issue, article 21, पुट्टुस्वामी. हाँ. Then encroachment of agricultural land due to urban and transport development. We in urban and transport development infrastructure, that infrastructure come under the transport as well urban planning also you can write. Infrastructure में shortcut में बता दिया. Next, soil erosion. ठीक है? So soil erosion generally, soil erosion means eroding the fertility of the soil is called soil erosion. How soil erosion is taking place? How soil erosion is taking place? Just tell me. One is withering, वो छोड़ दो, starting में हो गया. अभी what are the agents of the soil erosion here? Water, wind, then here glacial means snow. The highest contributor of the soil erosion is water in India. In the tropical region where high rainfall, high temperature is prevail, water. But when it comes to the Rajasthan region, which factor is playing? Wind. So that's why in the beginning I mentioned that region to region, place to place changes. For example, Kerala people appears different, Tamil Nadu different, Orissa different, Chhattisgarh different, even though we belong to human race. Because the climatic factors are determining our external characteristics. So in the same way, here wind also participating in the erosion, but wind participating in the arid condition. What? In arid condition, wind is participating actively. If you take the Rajasthan region, in Rajasthan region, the sand dunes are always transferring or transporting one place to other place, like bal tarah ja raha hai, ghumte ghumte. They are penetrating into the fertile land. That's why we are constructing or planting the trees in the great green wall of Aravalli to contain the menace of the sand dunes. A point, you have to add the current points, otherwise your answer waste. आप जेनरिक पॉइंट्स लेके उधर बता दिया, आंसर आपको आंसर नहीं, मार्क्स नहीं मिलेगा. 3 to 4 मार्क्स. सर मुझे आके बता दे दो सर 3-4 मार्क्स आ रहा है, बच्चे को उनको 6 आ गया, 5 आ गया. बिकॉज ए ग्रेट ग्रीन वॉल ऑफ द आरावली आप लिखना जरूरी है. wherever comes, wherever demand, you have to address the point. You are showing the problem means you have to address also. For example, सर आपको क्लास अच्छा नहीं है तो बोलो तो सिंपली यू शुड नॉट से दैट सर ये मैनर में हमको थोड़ा स्लो बता दो, थोड़ा फास्ट बता दो, ऐसा बोलना है ना. तो व्हेन यू आर शोइंग द प्रॉब्लम एंड गिव रिकमेंडेशन आल्सो टू एड्रेस दैट प्रॉब्लम. सो आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर यू आर शोइंग दिस पॉइंट एज द प्रॉब्लम and you have to address this problem also as an administrator, है ना, समझ होगा ना. So wind erosion in arid place, in Himalayan region rainfall or wind. In Himalayan region which factor is playing vital role? Glacial, water is in the thought process. Okay, so here snow is playing vital, glacial part, neither water nor wind. Okay, so due to climate change what happens, snow is melting, that is also more nowadays retreating of the Himalayas. You can write humans. So human factor क्या है इधर soil erosion में? We are mining, sand mining, mineral mining, all are leading to soil erosion. Transport facilities, road, rail, we are acquiring large fertile soils, right, है ना. Then and animals also, animals like rodents क्या करेगा? They just dig the soil. When they dig the soil, what happen? The soil will be losing its moisture, finally it dry, then that will be eroded by either water or wind. Okay, so in erosion in Indian context, if you take, sir, wind, water is in Indian context, water plays vital role in the soil erosion. Second is wind, third is anthropogenic, we, then overgrazing, animals also participating in the soil erosion. How they are participating, sir? When they are eating that hooks, what happens? That will completely coming out. Generally the vegetation binds the soil, but when you are plucking it, what happens? The soil will be loosened, then that will be eroded by the again wind or water. राजस्थान एरिया में डिफरेंट विंड, अफ्रीका रीजन में दैट गल्फ कंट्रीज टेक विंड और वाटर, गल्फ कंट्रीज wind not water, because moisture is, rainfall is very less in the Gulf countries, exceeding the, here evaporation is more. Evaporation is more means what? Wind. Okay, these are the problems you can write. Okay, after these are the some of the areas where saline and alkaline soils, you can see this one. Soil erosion here, soil erosion here, which part is glacial, है ना, glacial. So here higher Chambal area, what in Chambal river is flowing, so number of tributaries are joining. When tributaries are joining, they are carrying high content of the water, very high volume of the water. So जब ज्यादा पानी लेगा क्या हो जाएगा? Obviously it takes the sediments of the soil, which are fine materials. Fine materials को लेकर जाएगा, है ना? That's why this region is called Chambal ravines. So here I will be explaining bit. Generally finger है ना, generally on flat surface what kind of erosion takes place? Sheet erosion on flat surface. Bit slant surface, this kind of surface will be taking this kind of erosion. It is called rill erosion. What? Rill erosion. When these rills are very narrow, then that is rill erosion. If they are widened, then that is called gully erosion. Second erosion is first rill erosion. It's a finger type. When rill erosion, the rills widened, then that is called gully erosion. Then gully erosion leads to the big part, then that is called ravines. So here sheet, rill, gully, ravines, the entire is called bad land topography. Bad land topography. You have to, this is the sequence of the erosion. First sheet, on the plane surface what happened? Sheet will be eroded. After that rill, then gully, then ravines, then entire thing called bad land. Okay, you understand? Then this is the process, erosion process. So human factors, what are the human factors? That is the natural factors. Wind and air is, wind and water is natural. These are the human factors. Human factors what? Deforestation, overgrazing, faulty methods of agriculture. Faulty methods of agriculture, we are not keeping the rotation of the crops. We are adding more synthetic fertilizers. What happened? Fertility is come. For example, see nowadays whatever we are taking the food and all, that is not quality food. You see, for example, soil में fertility हो गया है to very minimal present. We are artificially adding pesticides and fertilizers, and we are eating. Finally, we are filling our stomach. But the soil is already lost हो गया. Intensively cultivating, right? अभी पंजाब में हरियाणा में क्या fertility है? बताओ आप. You are not adding cow dung, manure or mulching. कुछ नहीं है. Keep on slash burning करते रह रहे हो. बर्निंग ना, स्टबल बर्निंग, राइट? स्टबल बर्निंग में क्या हो जाएगा आपको? माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म खत्म, मॉइस्चर खत्म, ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट खत्म, एवरीथिंग यू आर किलिंग. फाइनली यू आर एडिंग फर्टिलाइजर्स एंड यू आर सेइंग दैट मेरे फर्टिलिटी ऑफ द सॉइल, मेरा प्रोडक्ट हार्वेस्ट ज्यादा नहीं आ रहा है. अगेन इट इज लीडिंग टू सुसाइड, फार्मर सुसाइड. अगेन गवर्नमेंट हैज टू कंपनसेशन. है ना? सही है नहीं? रोटेशन ऑफ द क्रॉप्स कोई कर रहा है? Everyone is commercial. Basmati rice, basmati rice, basmati rice. बस cotton, cotton, cotton. These cotton, sugarcane, rice or basmati, these are water intensive crop. Why don't you go leguminous crop? You got it? So you can write these points. लिखो. See, when you read on the books, आपको इतना मोटा book मिल जाएगा, आपको problem हो जाएगा. Write down these points. Very crispy point, right? These human factors. In exam में soil erosion is caused by human factor, just explain. Or natural factors. Or soil erosion factors. Then you have to write natural plus man-made. Be specific. For example, एक simple बताता हूँ question. एक मिनट रुको. Types of soil. What is soil? What are the types of soils? What is your answer? हाँ हाँ, क्या टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल्स है? हाँ हाँ, ओके, हाँ ठीक है. सी हियर व्हाट इज सॉइल, टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल. हियर द क्वेश्चन में एग्जामिनर वो नहीं पूछा, आप इंडियन सॉइल्स पूछा नहीं, वो आपको टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल पूछा. इंडिया प्लस ग्लोबल जाना है आप, यही दिमाग है. सो यू आर कन्फाइनिंग इटसेल्फ टू इंडियन सॉइल बस. टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल्स पूछा, टाइप्स ऑफ इंडियन सॉइल्स पूछा, टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल्स. बट व्हाई आर यू राइटिंग इंडियन सॉइल्स? इंडियन सॉइल्स आल्सो कॉमन पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड सॉइल. देन आप अलग बात लिखना है. फिर समझ हो गया ना? आने के बाद वो फिर करेक्शन करने के बाद बोलेगा अरे नहीं ये नहीं. अरे सारे क्यों नहीं होगा? टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल्स, टाइप्स ऑफ सब जेनरिक, इंडिया प्लस ग्लोबल है ना. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस, राइट. बी स्पेसिफिक व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग द थिंग्स. Deforestation, overgrazing, faulty methods of agriculture. Then stop it here. These 3 points I will be explaining. Deforestation, cutting the forest, and overgrazing animals, and faulty methods of agriculture. Like we are not, generally any slope 15 to 25 degree slope we should not cultivate, but in those region also we are cultivating, so it leads to soil erosion. So ये point लिख सकते हो. Then effects of soil erosion. What are the effects of soil erosion? आप बताओ. effect को difference क्या है? What is the difference between affect? Affect and effects. Affect, effect, so that you can answer this question. अरे too much affect कर रहा है. अरे too much effects are coming. Affect बोलो तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हाँ पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव है, बट व्हाट इज अफेक्ट? अफेक्ट बोलो तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं ऐसा मार ले रहा हूं, जब मार रहा हूं ये क्या होगा? आफ्टर लगने के बाद जो लगेगा ना पेन, दैट इज इफेक्ट. अफेक्ट इज डिफरेंट, इफेक्ट इज डिफरेंट. एग्जाम में आप अफेक्ट आ गया, आप इफेक्ट लिख गया, इफेक्ट को अफेक्ट लगे, ये क्या हो जाए? गलती हो जाए. समझ हो रहा है मेरा बात? हाँ. So effects of soil erosion, what happen? One is fertility of the soil come down, nutrients will be evaporated, vegetation will be come down, our GDP will be come down, migration will be increasing. Soil erosion तो migration नहीं होगा. So nowadays in the Rajasthan area and other region parts of the country, what happened? Fertility of the soil come down. Fertility of the soil means degradation of the soil. That is the soil erosion. What happened? अरे प्रोडक्टिविटी नहीं आ रहा है इसलिए सुसाइड कमिट कर रहे, जा रहे सिटी को जाके काम कर रहे, बिकॉज ऑफ सॉइल इरोजन. इन रियलिटी वो सॉइल इरोजन है. सो सॉइल इफेक्ट्स ऑफ सॉइल इरोजन यू कैन राइट दोस पार्ट, व्हाटएवर यू फील नेगेटिव साइड यू कैन राइट. देन सॉइल सैलिनिटी एंड सॉइल अल्कलिनिटी, पंजाब, हरियाणा, देन वेस्टर्न उत्तर प्रदेश, उसको बोलता है रे आर कल्लार आर थुर. हिंदी थोड़ा समझ लेना बस. रे यार कल यार ये बोलता है, ठीक है ना, भाषा समझ लो, द वे आई एम कन्वेइंग मीनिंग अंडरस्टैंड, है ना। तो ये आप डायग्राम, ये सॉइल सैलिनिटी अल्कलिनिटी आ गया ना आपके एग्जाम में, डायग्राम डाल दो बस, पंजाब हरियाणा ये लोकेशन, बस यू नीड नॉट टू ड्रा एंटायर द पंजाब डायग्राम, बस इंडिया मैप का लग दो उधर, वो प्रेजेंट कर दो एंड कोस्ट प्रेजेंट, बस योर आंसर इज ओवर। देन इफेक्ट्स ऑफ सॉइल सैलिनिटी एंड अल्कलिनिटी क्या हो जाएगा, इफेक्ट्स अगेन बताओ इन द सेम वे हियर, व्हेन effects of the salinity alkalinity, what happened, the salt content will be present over the top of the layer, है ना, capillary action से ऊपर आके रह गया, so percolation of the water will be increasing or decreasing, decreasing, when decreasing what happened, vegetation will not be grown, then microorganisms, fodder ग्रेज जो एनिमल्स खाते हैं उसको फाडर ही बोलते हैं ना, सो क्या हो जाएगा प्रॉब्लम, अगेन व्हाट हैपन, इट इंपैक्ट ऑन द मिल्क, है ना, अभी जाके चाय पीना दूध पीना वो किधर से आ जाएगा, फाडर ही नहीं है, तो ये इफेक्ट लिख सकते हैं ना, सिंपल पॉइंट्स, बट एग्जाम में आप थोड़ा ध्यान देखना बनेगा, डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऐसा घुसते रहो बस। देन स्टेप्स टू ट्रीट सैलिनिटी एंड अल्कलिनिटी, क्या करना है, wherever salinity alkalinity present, already I mentioned that salinity alkalinity में क्या है, सोडियम कार्बोनेट इज प्रेजेंट, salinity में क्या है, calcium and sulfate chloride is more present, this is the main difference, both belong to same category, but the thing is here content is different, so what are the steps to be taken when salinity and alkalinity present, ये mains question है, you have to add gypsum, what, gypsum, ये points लिख लो, and rice husk and rice straw and lime also, gypsum, rice husk, HUSK, rice straw and lime. So what happened, when you add this thing, it reduces salinity and alkalinity of the soil, and there you can grow again crops, है ना, and here you can cultivate rice tolerant crops like rice, है ना, barley, और क्या हो सकता है, शुगर केन हो सकता नहीं, sugar cane is not cultivating here, then wheat can be grown, cotton suitable for a linseed also, okay, so steps में आप ये लिख सकते हो, okay, then desertification, what is desertification, expansion of the deserts or spreading of the deserts is called desertification. How desertification is increasing, again factor, water, wind, human, insects, ठीक है ना, and these factors you can write in desertification. More desertification present in the which state, Rajasthan, then Punjab, Haryana and Gujarat region, okay na, then some states also are having an interior part where intensive cultivation or dry condition, evaporation is more, है ना, then measures to controlling desertification, what are the steps to be taken to control the desertification, one is afforestation, reforestation and windbreaks, alternative crops, vegetation growing or cultivation of the crops should be come down, है ना, you are intensively cultivating, it leads to desertification, है ना, then crop rotation, okay, then contour bunding, contour terracing, वो नेक्स्ट स्टेप में बताता हूँ, ये लिख लिया ना, वट एवर द थिंग्स, आप बुक्स में क्या है वेरी लंबा दिया है, आप पढ़ नहीं पाते हो, मैं सीरियसली बोल रहा हूँ, जो दस पे वट एवर आई एम गिविंग द 3 पॉइंट्स लिख लो बस, है ना। Soil conservation, how can you conserve the soils, what are the steps to be taken to control, what is soil Write down classification of the Indian soils and what are the steps taken by the government of India at the international level. आज एज ए सिटीजन ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ द कंट्री क्या लिख सकते हो, ये लिख सकते हो. अब लिखो एक, मैं बताता हूं. Afforestation mean planting the seedlings. So vegetation you are growing the plantation. Checking overgrazing mean animals जो खा रहे हैं, जो एक ही जगह में खा रहे हैं, उसको कंट्रोल करना. And new pasture land should be developed. Constructing dams. Why? Because continuously water is draining. What happened? It leads to soil erosion. है ना? So what happened? That's why ओडिशा से कौन है अभी, कौन बोला, महानदी डैम. महानदी डैम constructed. There are number of benefits to control soil erosion, floods control, and irrigation, and tourist purpose. Number of multi-purpose project. Multi-purpose and number of benefits are associated with that project. You can write that. Constructing dam also one of the good point. Changing agricultural practices. Changing agricultural practice में number of crop rotation. ये साल क्या करना है, आप राइस कल्टीवेट करो एंड आफ्टर 3 months wheat, then leguminous, ऐसा कल्टीवेट करते रहो. कीप ऑन राइस, इट एक्सप्लॉइट और it exhausts the fertility of the soil. So rotation of the crop should be required. लिख. तो बाद में आपको क्वेश्चन देता हूं, देन यू हैव टू राइट इट. देखो 2-3 साल से जो प्रिपेयर हो रहा है बच्चा भी, देन इवन दे आर नॉट एबल टू क्लियर प्रीलिम्स बिकॉज दे आर नॉट हैविंग प्रॉपर नोट्स, प्रॉपर गाइडेंस. जो बहुत बंदा है इधर सर्किल में है, क्या द थिंग इज दे आर रीडिंग, जो मन में आया वो पढ़ रहा है, बट प्रॉपर आंसर नहीं है ना. इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ, जो है आप शॉर्टकट में बताओ. आप किसी आपको भाई तरह, फ्रेंड तरह, आपको टीचर तरह, मैं आपको एक हेल्प कर देता हूँ इसमें. तब किसी डाउट हो ज्योग्राफी में, ठीक है ना, एनी टाइम यू कैन कम इन द इंस्टीट्यूशन, आई विल एक्सप्लेन एवरीथिंग. ओके, एंड डोंट थिंक दैट अरे सर क्या करेगा, क्या आपको जो प्रॉब्लम है वो बताओ, है ना. ज्योग्राफी, इफ यू आर थरू विद द ज्योग्राफी एंड एनवायरमेंट, है ना, 30 क्वेश्चन आप प्रीलिम्स में कर सकते हो. 30 क्वेश्चन एटलीस्ट 24 किया तो भी आपका प्रीलिम्स हो जाएगा, ट्रस्ट में. सो जो मैं बता रहा हूँ वो पढ़ लो बस. बाद में वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग. आप जो पढ़ के आओ मेरे से डिस्कस करो, मैं भी डिस्कस करता हूँ आपके साथ, ठीक है ना. क्रॉप रोटेशन, स्ट्रिप क्रॉपिंग, यूज ऑफ अर्ली मैच्योरिंग वेराइटीज. यूज ऑफ अर्ली मैच्योरिंग वेराइटीज व्हाई वी आर मेंशनिंग हियर. राइस जनरली वी आर कल्टिवेटिंग 4 months. आपको कम डाउन करो. 4 months में क्या हो रहा है, इट टेकिंग मोर वाटर. 1 kg राइस कंज्यूमिंग द 3000 kgs ऑफ वाटर, है ना. ये केजी मीट कितना केजी, 1 kg राइस. आप मीट खा रहे हो, चिकन खा रहे हो, ये केजी मीट प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए 18,000 और 36,000 लीटर्स ऑफ द वाटर इज रिक्वायर्ड, है ना. सो यू आर कंज्यूमिंग दिस मच वाटर, है ना. सो फूड सिक्योरिटी इज आल्सो नीडेड. आई एम नॉट सेइंग डोंट ईट, बट क्लाइमेट चेंज भी याद रख लो थोड़ा. देन contour ploughing, terrace and contour bunding, checking shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation in which area it is more prevalent? Shifting cultivation नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन. इसको शिफ्टिंग कल्टीवेशन को क्या बोलता है, झूम कल्टीवेशन. वेरी गुड. देन बर्न कल्टीवेशन, स्लैश कल्टीवेशन, ठीक है, बस ये याद रखो. देन प्लविंग द लैंड एट राइट डायरेक्शन. राइट डायरेक्शन में प्लविंग करना है, बट वी आर डूइंग इन द रॉन्ग डायरेक्शन, है ना. सो दीज आर द फैक्टर्स. सो एग्जाम में आप इतना नहीं लिख सकते हो, बिकॉज रिमेंबर इज नो नो. यू सी 10 मार्क 15 मार्क की एक्सप्लेन तो ऑप्शन नहीं है ना. आपको डायरेक्ट ये नहीं आएगा क्वेश्चन. इंडियन सॉइल से 2 3 4 मेंशन करके कर देगा. बाद में क्या करते हैं, इंडियन सॉइल से प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है, द वे फॉरवर्ड. वे फॉरवर्ड में ये लिख दो बस, यही है ना. वे फॉरवर्ड मींस यू आर नॉट क्रिएटिंग न्यू पॉइंट्स, व्हाट एवर द पॉइंट्स हियर. सीधा पूछ लिया तो सॉइल कंजर्वेशन बोलते हैं, डायरेक्टली लिख लो बस. बट उसके लिए आपको दिमाग में रहना है ना. ये मैं नेक्स्ट डायग्राम में देख रहा हूं आपको, एवरीथिंग आई विल बी शोइंग. ओके डन. देखो here some plants is, I think this is maize crop. After that, some other crop is growing. Strip. For example, one box may maize, one box may sugarcane, then wheat. You are leaving some fallow land. Why are you leaving that strip in a horizontal? Why are you leaving this? Because in this area you will be growing like sugarcane. So sugarcane will be depleting the fertility of the soil. As well as sugar can act as the wind break also. काम नहीं करेगा, विंड आ रहा है नहीं तो इरोजन लेके चल जाएगा सॉइल को, ये रुक रहा है ना, इट इज रिटार्डिंग द इरोजन ऑफ द सॉइल, राइट? सो इट इज द पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? डाले इधर क्या है, छोटा लेग्यूमिनस है. लेग्यूमिनस क्या करेगा, फर्टिलिटी ऑफ द सॉइल इंक्रीज कर रहा है, इधर डिप्लीट कर रहा है, इधर इंक्रीज कर रहा है. And it store moisture, retains short period, leaves will be added to the soil. What happened? Increasing the humus and organic content. At the end of the day what happened? Soil benefit हो जाएगा, बाद में sugar cane भी है. Next, potato. Are you getting my point? So ये strip cultivation है. Then after that here contour burning. ये good plowing right direction बोला है ना, this is the right direction, this is the plain area you are doing. But when you are adding these machines, tractors, harvester, it hardens the soil and killing the microorganisms, earthworm, that is also harmful. But compared to this, this is the better, है ना? And this is slash or burn, but don't see that there is stubble burning here. It is example of the slash or zoom or shifting cultivation. Okay, then this one terrace farming, terrace burning वो आ जाए, है ना? These are the examples. You got it? Any doubt? Then contour farming क्या है? अभी आप फॉर एग्जाम्पल एनी हिल, राइट, ये हिल में आप ये 1 by 1 इज द कांटूर. कांटूर मीन्स द बाउंड्री, ये तरह. सो इसमें क्या करते हो, राइस कल्टिवेट करते हो. सो हियर यू विल बी क्रिएटिंग लाइक वॉल टाइप, थोड़ा हाई. देन यू विल बी कल्टिवेटिंग हियर ग्रास. व्हाई यू आर कल्टिवेटिंग हियर ग्रास? व्हेन वाटर मोर कम्स इट विल बी eroding very fast. So grass hoता है, it will be bind the soil, it will stop the erosion process. Then other crop, you don't have space in the hilly region, whatever you are having you have to conserve the soil, plus cultivation of the agriculture also is required for sustainable purpose. You got it? That's why this is the burning time. Contour farming, see, contour farming also doing in the plain area as well as the hilly area also. Are you getting my point? Contour means you are marking one boundary. See, some words, for example, salinity, alkalinity is present. Generally, people what they will say in the coastal region. But when it comes to the Punjab and Haryana region also there. How in Punjab, Haryana is present? Because of waterlogging condition, intensive irrigation. Because of that, salinity and alkalinity. Same is whatever we are applying in the Punjab and Haryana, we cannot apply the same point in the coastal plains. Are you getting my point? Even though that is salinity, alkalinity soil only, but changing here. Contour बोलते बोलते line, boundary, marking, है ना? These are the some of the things of the. So tomorrow I will be giving one question. Write down. Mains question, ठीक है ना? What are the steps? अब आपको इतना so what is soil profile? What is soil profile? Define soil profile also you can write. Okay. Then what are the types of Indian soils? What are the types of soil? What are the types of Indian soils? what are the next, what are the steps taken by the government of India to protect or conserve the soils? है ना? ओके, हाँ हाँ, आप फ्री रहो तो लिखो, soil health card. Soil health card, when for example we are using more pesticides and fertilizers, what happened? So for example, some areas already nitrogen present, potash present, phosphorus also present, already present. आपको for example आपका stomach fill है, what is the need to have again chicken mutton? Already आपको energy है ना, sufficient energy है. When you are hungry, when you are not having that energy, you can have. Already some soils are having enough resources, enough nutrient, still you are adding artificial nutrients. What happened? It hardening the soils. तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया क्या किया? सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड लेके आ गया. So in soil health card, wherever the nutrients are present, so you should not use. Okay, wherever is lacking, what happened? There you can add the nutrients. So what happened? Because of soil health card, government is subsidies coming down. Earlier they are giving everyone. Now wherever nutrients are present in the soil, you need not to give nutrients. तो गवर्नमेंट को सब्सिडी कम होगा नहीं होगा यार? Soil health card, because of soil health card, employment opportunity also increasing. How? People are recruited to measure the nutrients in the soil. You have to go right field. So increase हो रहा है या employment opportunity decrease हो रहा? हाँ, आप लिखना है, मैं बता दे आपको आंसर. अब मैं बोलता हूँ, then what is the need to give question? अरे यार, okay. Then today I will start ecology part, very small part. Okay. Tomorrow I will do. ठीक है ना? Okay. Now which book इसका बिरहंग बासुमतरी सर, which book study बोल रहा है ना? See, you read one book, NCERT book. First you have to prefer NCERT, then Kullar. I am giving these points from the NCERT and Kullar. And NCERT Kullar में ब्रेजिलिया डिक्लेरेशन नहीं बताया है, एंड SDG गोल नहीं है, पेरिस क्लाइमेट नहीं है. मैं करंट थिंग्स ऐड किया, ग्रेट ग्रीन वाला फारावली करंट पॉइंट्स. आपका काम है, आपका काम मैं किया हूँ, ठीक है ना? सो रीड NCERT एंड खुल्लार बुक्स. NCERT. आपको वेजिटेशन टॉपिक हो गया ना? वेजिटेशन, which vegetation is called transition vegetation, a transition forest. Which forest is called monsoon forest? Huh? Very good. Tropical deciduous. How many types of deciduous, tropical deciduous forest? Moist deciduous, dry deciduous. देखो vegetation how many types? Because if you understand the soil and vegetation, then you can understand ecology very easily. That's why I am giving more points. See, you didn't habituate with my language, right? मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ आपको पता नहीं, एक बार 2 क्लास सुनने के बाद आपको ऐसा फ्लो में जाएगा, ठीक है ना? Vegetation how many types? Tropical evergreen, semi evergreen, then tropical deciduous. Tropical deciduous into moist deciduous, dry deciduous. Then what kind of forest is there? Thorn forest. Then littoral and swamp forest, है ना? Tropical evergreen forest, can you give some examples of the tropical evergreen forest? Any? I am not asking the place, the plant's name. Very good. Rosewood, बहुत बढ़ रहा है. Rosewood, any, ebony, mahogany. Semi evergreen, white cedar, hollow, kale. Moist deciduous, give me any two examples. Moist, moist. See, one more question अब लिखना है, टाइम दो तो लिखो, ठीक है ना. What is natural vegetation? Sorry, define natural vegetation. Mention any four types of vegetation. Then what is the significance of tropical deciduous forest? Significance of tropical deciduous forest. दो क्वेश्चन है आपको, ठीक है ना. सो आप विजन में जाएगा, उधर जाएगा, इधर लिखेगा, उधर लिखेगा, क्या प्रैक्टिस करो ना, काइंड ऑफ पनिशमेंट तो नहीं है ना. सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ ट्रॉपिकल डेसिडुअस फॉरेस्ट. ओके, देन ओके चलो, इकोलॉजी, ठीक है ना. विल फिनिश इन 20 मिनट्स, नो प्रॉब्लम ना. संडे कुछ पार्टी मार्टी है नहीं है ना, कुछ तो नहीं है ना. बिकॉज 2-3 साल हार्ड वर्क करो, बाद में यू विल नॉट बी हैविंग वट एवर यू आर फीलिंग. आप बाद में 1 ईयर के बाद आपको नहीं रहेगा, आप पूरा जॉय पर से बोल रहा है ना किंग बन जाएगा. तो रीड इधर 1 or 2 से अच्छा सा मेहनत करो, बाद में बस. ओके, इकोलॉजी, ये पहले इकोलॉजी लिख लो, डेफिनेशन नहीं है ना. इकोलॉजी मीन्स, ये मीनिंग लिखो. इकोलॉजी को क्लास मटेरियल अच्छा सा देख लो, इंस्टीट्यूशन मटेरियल. देन आफ्टर दैट यू हैव टू डू शंकर बुक को रिवाइज करो. शंकर बुक है ना, रिवाइज करके यू हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट अदर पॉइंट्स. शंकर बुक इज द बेसिक बुक फ्रॉम द टॉपिक. स्टैटिक पार्ट 10-12 क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा, रिमेनिंग 10-12 क्वेश्चन स्टैटिक प्लस करंट अफेयर्स. ओके, so I will be giving here introduction part. After that I will be, next class I will be taking ecology part, whatever the things are present. Okay, so next class में जब फिर नया लग जाएगा ना ecology class, तो introduction बता देंगे, ठीक है ना. ecology, ecology is a scientific study of the relationship of the living organisms with each other. I am living organism, you are living organism. Scientific study of the living organism with each other. आपको, see, you and me is a kind of relationship. I am teacher, you are student, so it's a relationship. Scientific study of the relationship of the living organism with each other and with their environment. So मेरा relationship आपका साथ है, जो species का साथ है, and environment का साथ है. It is called ecology. It is called ecology. So you are studying about the home or place where you are living. For example, environment तो आपको पता है. What is environment? Which surrounds you or which affects you. Which here surrounds or affects mean here having biotic and abiotic components. Biotic means living, abiotic mean non-biotic, है ना. And here what happened, everything we are having relationship, है ना. ये environment, ecosystem. What is ecosystem? In ecosystem, as a teacher, as a student, chair, books, light, whatever the environment added, ecosystem. Ecosystem is a structural and functional unit of biosphere. Structure रहेगा ecosystem को, and it is having functions also. What kind of functions here? Nutrients, energy flow, ecological succession. These kinds of functions are with respect to the ecosystem. So for example, we understand this class. IAS SETU Academy is institution, right? Here, me and your relationship is ecology, right? So here relationship. So you and me are having relationship and with this environment. So it is called ecology. This environment surrounding or affecting us, right? It is called environment. In ecosystem, as a living being, biotic, non-biotic, abiotic, है ना? So it is called, understand हो गया ना? Ecology, environment and ecosystem. You should not be confused. So prelims में आ जाएगा simple definition. Scientific study of the relationship of the living organism with each other. क्या बोलेगा? Ecology, ecosystem, environment. ज्यादा लोग ecosystem को चल जाएगा. Environment में surrounding वो पता हो गया, but ecosystem को चल जाएगा, है ना? So here this ecology also, since ancient periods we are discussing about the ecology. For example, if you take Vedas, Charaka Samhita, okay, number of medicinal plants, number of treaties, we are reading, even we are having agreement with respect to the ecology. So ecology is having number of stages. Ecology में levels of organization in environment or ecosystem we are having. How many stages we are having in the ecology? 6 levels. What? 6 levels. One is as an individual, then we are population, then population leads to community, community leads to ecosystem, then bio, then biosphere. My individual, as an individual I am acting here, I am functioning here. As an individual, what I am doing here? Acting or functioning myself, right? मैं function कर रहा हूँ आज जैसे लेमन हूँ. समझ हो रहा? Individual have to function. You are watching me, right? So you are also functioning. है ना? So group of individuals come together and make the population. Population generally same species. For example, if you take globe, equator, tropical, subtropical, then ये polar, ये लिखो, ठीक है ना? Tropical, in tropical, what kind of vegetation is present? Evergreen forest is present. So same kind of population or different type of population here. Polar region vegetation, flora, fauna cannot be grown in the equatorial region. Can they grow in the equatorial region? No. They are not same species. Even though they are same species, but they are not acclimatized to this condition of the equatorial. Acclimate, adjust. For example, I am being South Indian, I came to North India. When I came here, what happened? I faced number of problems, food, water, cold condition, warm condition. Finally, I adjust. In case I would have been, मैं थोड़ा weak हो गया तो क्या होगा? मर जाऊंगा. डेंगू. मेरा one of friend in the 2013 में क्या हो गया? इधर मर गया. डेंगू. क्या हो गया? Because you are not, पता नहीं ना नेचर को बारे में. आप उड़ीसा से आए, उधर राइस खाते हो, इधर आके चपाती खाना बोल तो क्या करेगा? मैं साउथ से हूँ, चावल खाता हूँ, इधर आके सडनली रोटी खाओ, पनीर खाओ, बर्गर. मैं कैसे खाता हूँ भाई? लोग बोलेंगे पनीर नहीं खाता है, ये चपाती नहीं खाता है. मेरा हैबिट उधर है. मैं अभी नॉर्थ से लेके जाके आपको साउथ में चावल का तो खा सकते हो आप? नहीं खा सकते हो ना, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, है ना? सो पॉपुलेशन इन द latitude altitude same kind of species are present, है ना? For example, tigers are present in the tropical region. Can we grow the same tiger where it is present in India? Can we grow in the polar region? Even though same population, because climatic conditions are different. Understand कर लो पहले. Climatic conditions are different even though they belong to same category. Here climate mean which factor is determining their temperature or rainfall? Temperature. Okay. So OSU. Then after that community. Community may be plants or animals. So is it plants required the animals? प्लांट्स को एनिमल्स जरूरी है क्या? क्यों? व्हाट इज द नीड? एनिमल्स को प्लांट जरूरी है बट प्लांट्स को एनिमल जरूरी नहीं है, ये बात बोल रहे ना? सी हियर बोथ रिक्वायर्ड बिकॉज इन इकोलॉजी क्या बताया? इंटरैक्शन एंड एक्सचेंजिंग. एनिमल को क्या चाहिए? खाना चाहिए. फॉडर इज रिक्वायर्ड, सो इट टेक्स फ्रॉम द ट्री. एनिमल को शेल्टर चाहिए, क्या करेगा? इट प्रेजेंट लीव्स अंडर द ट्री, है ना? सो टू रिक्वायरमेंट. सो एनिमल को पॉलिनेशन, सीड डिस्पर्सल. इधर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स रोल कुछ है इसमें? fertility of the soil, decomposition of the soil. If soil microorganisms are not present, how this soil would have been formed? सॉइल कैसा फॉर्म हो जाएगा भाई? सॉइल जरूरी है. ईच स्पीसीज फ्रॉम माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स टू हायर लेवल एवरीथिंग इज इंटरकनेक्टेड. किसी एक एनिमल और फ्लोरा एंड फना को किसी नुकसान हो जाएगा, इट इंपैक्ट ऑन द सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफ द एंटायर बायोस्फीयर. डोंट यू थिंक लाइक दैट? अब कोरोना डिसीज आ गया, किसी प्लांट चाहिए उनको से मेडिसिन आ जाएगा, बट वो प्लांट नहीं है, एक्सटिंक्ट हो गया, क्या हो जाएगा? अभी हम मर जाएंगे. सो इट रिलेशनशिप वी आर हैविंग विद द इकोलॉजी. यू गॉट इट? So every level we are having microorganism, bacteria in India, not India, at the global level, 60 to 70% of the microorganism are beneficial to the human beings or species. एक 30% डेंजर है, 60 to 70% are good. अब तब स्टबल बर्निंग कर रहे हो, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स यू आर किलिंग, व्हाट हैपन? तो ह्यूमस ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट जो डिकम्पोज कर रहा है वो मर जाएगा. आपको फर्टिलिटी कैसे आ जाएगा? अगेन यू आर एडिंग द न्यूट्रिएंट्स फ्रॉम द एक्सटर्नली वेयर यू आर स्पेंडिंग लॉट ऑफ मनी, योर एक्सपेंडिचर इज इंक्रीजिंग, राइट? सो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म रोल भी है इधर, है ना? देन कम्युनिटी. कम्युनिटी कम्स अंडर द स्पीसीज प्लांट्स. देन ecosystem. What is ecosystem? In ecosystem, biotic and abiotic things. Biotic is living, abiotic is non-living. What comes under the biotic? Human beings, decomposers, plants. Plant is living, non-living. हाँ? कोई बोल देगा सर लिविंग, हम लिविंग है, वो कैसे है? हाँ? सॉइल लिविंग और नॉन लिविंग? नॉन लिविंग, ठीक है ना? Then so you can make it in the classification. Then biome. How many biomes are there at the global level? India में कुछ biome है? Are we having any biome? है कुछ कुछ जगह ऐसा दिल्ली में है biome. हाँ? Biome. We are having 8 to 10 biomes. Equatorial, subtropical, submonsoonal, then desert, temperate, पोलर, टंड्रा, टाइगर, ये वाला है. ये क्लास में आपको अच्छे से डिस्कस करूंगा. ये बायोम से आपको एग्जाम में एटलीस्ट 2 क्वेश्चन पक्का इन प्रीलिम्स, 100%. आप किसी साल का देखो, बट यू हैव टू रीड एंड मेक द नोट्स वेरी शॉर्टली. दिस वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बायोम्स. मैं जो बताऊंगा वो पढ़ लो बस. मैं अच्छा से बुक से लेके आऊंगा, बस वो पढ़ लेना है. हाँ? ये एनी डाउट? कुछ डाउट है? ठीक है ना? देन आफ्टर बायोम, बायोस्फीयर. इन बायोस्फीयर व्हाट? बायोस्फीयर मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा नेक्स्ट क्लास में. जस्ट आई एम टेकिंग इनटू द स्लोली इन द पिक्चर. बाद में सडनली मैं इकोलॉजी बोल दिया आपको, सर क्या बता रहे हो सर, इंटरैक्शन नहीं है, एक्सचेंज नहीं है. हाँ, इंटरैक्शन एक्सचेंज कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा बोल देगा. देखो बायोस्फीयर में, ठीक है ना, ये लिथोस्फीयर, एटमॉस्फेयर, हाइड्रोस्फीयर। सो बीच में कौन सा इंटरैक्ट ज्यादा हो रहा है, कौन सा एरिया, यही है ना, ये बायोस्फीयर है, ठीक है ना। लिथोस्फीयर, एटमॉस्फेयर, हाइड्रोस्फीयर। लिथोस्फीयर में तो सॉइल जो राइट नाउ वी आर स्टेइंग वो, एटमॉस्फेयर, हाइड्रोस्फीयर, ओके। सो क्रायोस्फीयर, व्हाट इज क्रायोस्फीयर? क्रायोस्फीयर इज स्नो। ये 2017 आ रहा है 18 क्वेश्चन, जीएस क्वेश्चन। क्रायोस्फीयर, क्रायोजेनिक बोलते ना, क्रायो बोल तो स्नो। रिमेंबर द सम वर्ड्स, otherwise what happened, very difficult. Senile means, what is the meaning of the senile? मेंस क्वेश्चन है। व्हाट इज गिरियाट्रिक, व्हाट इज वोल्ड, यही है वोल्ड, वोल्ड वोल्ड वो एलडी भाई। व्हाट इज वोल्ड, वोल्ड, सिनाइल, गिरियाट्रिक पूरा एक ही है। व्हाट इज गिरियाट्रिक पॉपुलेशन, व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस एसोसिएटेड विद द गिरियाट्रिक पॉपुलेशन, यू गॉट इट। सो मीनिंग मल्टीपल समझ लो, टेक मल्टीपल मीनिंग्स। कल एज इट इज ऐसा नहीं आएगा बायोस्फीयर कुछ अलग नाम बता देगा। तो ये पॉइंट्स कब आ जाएगा क्लास में, कभी कभी बोल देता हूँ जब यू हैव टू मेक द नोट्स। ऐसा स्पेक्टेटर देगा ना, आज एग्जाम में स्पेक्टेटर हो जाएगा, है ना, ठीक है ना। बायोस्फीयर, इज इट बायोस्फीयर प्रेजेंट इन द पोलर रीजन? बायोस्फीयर प्रेजेंट इन द पोलर रीजन? नो। देन हिमालयन रीजन बायोस्फीयर इज प्रेजेंट, हायर आल्टीट्यूड। हिमालय में किधर है, 8000 है क्या? नहीं है। सी लेवल में है क्या, डीपेस्ट ऑफ द सी, पैसिफिक में है ना, है बायोस्फीयर? नो। एक्सट्रीम टेम्परेचर में बायोस्फीयर है? नो। Very hostile conditions are present, very hostile conditions are present. How can you survive over there? Very difficult, है ना। हाँ, वो अलग है फिर उनको वो see generic, see we have to take the generic points. At least 90% population, we are not only population, other also, right? Tiger population, deer population, every population, okay. Even next class में बता देता हूँ, ठीक है ना। So in biosphere extreme conditions, what happened, right? In hostile condition, even in Himalayan region also, bacteria and some of the fungi spores present, but they are not in active stage because cold conditions prevalent, they are inhibiting their growth. वो growth को क्या कर रहा है, retard कर रहा है। So that's why they are not growing, they are in dormant stage. क्लास में बच्चा कोई रहेगा, साथ टीचर पढ़ाएगा, उनका काम वही वैसे रहेगा, ये डॉर्मेंट स्टेज है। एक्टिव, पैसिव, एक्टिव दोज हु आर इन्वॉल्व, पैसिव है बट चलो बता देगा सर, क्लास रूम में जाके पढ़ूंगा एक बार। Anyway you came here to 2 hours, just listen the class and make the notes whatever the present, right? So these are the ecology. So I will be giving this information. So biotic, abiotic things next class. So ठीक है ना। So levels of the biosphere you can individual, एक लिख लो individual population, एक diagram में लिख लो। So next class you will be bit habituate this one, very very important। ecology topic से आपको 3-4 questions prelims आ जाएगा, very few topics in ecology। When it comes to biodiversity 12 to 14 questions आ जाएगा, climate change में 6 to 8 questions आ जाएगा, 3-4 questions इसमें पक्का आ जाएगा, very simple but you have to understand very properly। So ये stages है, आप ये लिख लो, जस्ट ये stages। ठीक है ना। नेक्स्ट जस्ट इकोसिस्टम फंक्शन से जस्ट लिख लो, बायोटिक, एबियोटिक। बिफोर दैट you write this this diagram, this chart you can write, it's very proper, it's very proper। I should need not to explain. I will explain after that next class because these are very simple. बट इसमें से एक क्वेश्चन आ जाएगा, ये टॉपिक से 2-3 पेज टॉपिक है, बट 100% एक क्वेश्चन, बट ऑलवेज कंफ्यूजन क्वेश्चन. बहुत लोग गलती करता है इसमें. सिंपल टॉपिक में हमेशा गलती हो जाएगा, टफ टॉपिक से इजी हो जाएगा. एबियोटिक बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स लिख लो जल्दी. सो नेक्स्ट आवर क्लास इन दिस, ज़्यादा इसके ऊपर मैं बताऊंगा, बायोस्फीयर बायोम इकोटोन उसमें बताऊंगा नेक्स्ट क्लास में. बट इसमें ऊपर आपको 2-3 पेज एंड दिस टॉपिक है ना, जो ये है ना बायोटिक अबियोटिक, अदर टॉपिक्स में बहुत हेल्प होगा. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड बायोटिक अबियोटिक ना, इन अदर टॉपिक्स यू विल बी गेटिंग एटलीस्ट 2 to 3 मार्क्स इसमें ऊपर आ जाएगा आपको, 2 to 3 क्वेश्चन आ जाएगा. सो इट इज रिलेटेड विद द अदर टॉपिक्स इन बायोस्फीयर, sorry, biodiversity and climate change. So that's why I will be more emphasizing on this topics. ध्यान से सुनो, आप जाके पहले आप शंकर पढ़ के आओ, मैं आई विल बी गिविंग करंट पॉइंट्स, ओके, एंड वॉट एवर दैट सॉइल में जो बोल दिया वो पढ़ के आ जाओ अच्छा से, एंड वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग कम बिफोर दैट क्लास. सो व्हाट हैपेंड, वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग सम थिंग्स, राइट. You got it? Okay. Now एक काइंड ऑफ एक रिवाइज ले लेते हैं. विच सॉइल इज कॉल्ड सेल्फ प्लविंग सॉइल? सेल्फ प्लविंग सॉइल. वेरी गुड. विच सॉइल, इन विच सॉइल cashew nut is growing, cultivating? Huh? Lateral cells. Very good. Then which soils are called, which is the second highest soil in India? Black soil. Okay. Which soils are called hydrated soils or yellow soils? Why we are calling hydrated soils? When it water. Very good. So why we are calling red soils? Iron oxide diffusion. ये पॉइंट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, डिफ्यूजन. बस. व्हाट इज सॉइल प्रोफाइल? ओके. और व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स? हाउ कैन यू कंट्रोल द सैलिनिटी और अल्कालिनिटी? वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी नाइस, वेरी वेरी गुड. राइस स्ट्रॉ ले लो, राइस हस्क ले लो, लाइम ले लो, देन जिप्सम ले लो. अदर पॉइंट्स ऑल दो सल्फर मल्फर है, बट वो छोड़ दो. बस इतना एग्जाम में आपको नहीं रहेगा. एक सिंगल पॉइंट में मारना है ना, 10 पॉइंट लिखना है, 10 मार्क को, एटलीस्ट आपको 5-6 का एक डायग्राम लिख दो बस. जो इसमें क्या करना है, आप मैं सिंसियर रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, पेरिस क्लाइमेट जरूरी लिखना है, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल रखना है, जो एनवायरमेंट है ना उसमें एसडीजी गोल आप कंपलसरी ऐड करना है. समवेयर यू हैव टू ऐड. एंड वन मोर आपको एक टारगेट दूंगा, आप एसडीजी गोल पूरा पढ़ के आना भाई. कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना? एसडीजी गोल ठीक है ना? क्यों बोलो तो यू कैन ऐड दिस एसडीजी गोल इन ऑल द पेपर्स, ऑल द जीएस पेपर. मेनी स्टूडेंट्स से नेग्लेक्ट कर देगा एसडीजी गोल. अभी इसमें क्या बात, तो 13, 14, 15 बता दिया. अभी टेरेस्ट्रियल सिस्टम को बात कर रहे हैं, सॉइल्स. कौन सा पॉइंट ऐड करना है? एसडीजी गोल. वेरी गुड. तो एक्वाटिक कल बात किया तो 14, क्लाइमेट चेंज बात किया तो. सो कल पढ़ के आ जाओगे ना आप. एसडीजी गोल मैं पूरा पूछूंगा. जो ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स है उनको भी मैं कल पूछूंगा आपको. आई विल बी सेइंग जस्ट सबमिट योर कॉपीज व्हाटएवर आई हैव गिवन द क्वेश्चन, सो दैट वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग द थिंग्स वेरी प्रॉपर. आपको समझ हो गया ना? तो इनिशियल में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया, हो जाएगा आपका. हाँ अभी आप इधर आ गया, आगे एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है, मुझे भी नया लगेगा ना, मैडम क्या बता रहे हैं, ये सर क्या बता रहे हैं. थोड़ा धीरे चलेगा, आपको बॉडी लैंग्वेज, आपको फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन में समझ हो जाएगा. इन द बिगनिंग में तो थोड़ा मार दो क्या ऐसा लगेगा. क्या पढ़ा रहे, दिमाग खा रहा है. ये कोई भी बच्चा है ना, हाँ हमारा क्लास में एक सर भी है, अब नाम नहीं बताऊंगा, वो सारा रहेगा ऐसा ऐसे पता के चल जाएगा, क्या मैं समझ नहीं आएगा. मैं एक दिन सुन रहा था, अरे थोड़ा शांत रहकर सुनता हूँ, तो देन मैं समझ हो गया, अरे सर तो ठीक बता रहे बट तो मैं ओवर थिंकिंग कर रहा हूँ, मैं स्टॉप कर दिया। कौन सा इन सिटू सॉइल, विच सॉइल्स आर कॉल्ड इन सिटू सॉइल, वेरी गुड यार, फास्ट हो गया यार। एक्स सिटू सॉइल, विच सॉइल्स आर कॉल्ड अग्रेडेशनल सॉइल, अग्रेडेशनल सॉइल, विच सॉइल नेम बताओ, टाइप्स ऑफ सॉइल्स में, वेरी गुड। डिपोजिशनल सॉइल, ट्रांसपोर्टेड सॉइल, एजोनल सॉइल, इमेच्योर सॉइल, मेच्योर सॉइल, वेरी यार, बस मेरा काम हो गया, ठीक है ना, धन्यवाद। सो नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल बी डीलिंग विद द environment and ecology part. After that we will be discussing more the things, okay, whatever I have given that target, just finish the target and come, so that I will be explaining very properly. जो क्लास 10-15 मिनट्स एडवांस आ जाओ ना, टाइम बिंग का प्रोफेसर नहीं है ना, मैं आना है क्लास टाइम को, है ना, आ जाओ, मैं आई विल बी करेक्टिंग यूर पेपर्स, ठीक है ना, थैंक यू। कुछ डाउट रहे तो मुझे पूछ सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, हाँ, इफ यू आर हैविंग एनी डाउट। Ravindra, ठीक है ना, so next time we will be discussing very properly, be patient भाई, बस कुछ नहीं, फ्रेंडली सर्कल में आपको डिस्कस करना है, आपको समझ हो जाएगा। I will be giving you correct address now, okay, and just to add it, but when you are sitting in the class, don't be spectator, लिखो बस, लिखने में क्या हो रहा है, कहीं तो प्रैक्टिस नहीं करना, हम कंपटीशन कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना, थैंक यू।
ना जैसे हम अपना बहनिया लगे फोन करने को जा मुजफ्फरपुर, अपना दीदी लगे, तो खाने होगा कुछ नहीं आती के बाद लेके चल जाओ, मतलब फिर क्लास ना आके होने के तो हम